All right. Good morning, guys. So, Spies rebounding a little bit. We didn't get the limit down like I thought we were going to get. So, I was trying to come back up to that 240 support, but I don't know about that. Good morning, One Life. Not yet. No, I don't think it's going to reach that two. I mean, the 240 support is going to be resistance now. Old support turns into new resistance. So you can see right there, the SPY just hit it, and now it's coming back down some. But we're still in this down channel here on the SPY. So, like I've been saying, until it gets over this downtrend line, what's up? Good morning, Josh. It's going to keep crashing. So I was trying to get back above 240. So that's what it is. HTBX today in the 63-cent range. Still slowly climbing. AYTU dropping off. For now. Should have some support at $1.30. I may look to add to AYTU. I'm not sure yet. I'm also looking at Wader. Because it did get all the way up to 117. Been pretty much going straight up the past 3 days. Thinking about if I want to get in this right here at $1 or not. Because Wader still has room all the way up to 238. As long as they don't do a national lockdown and people can't deliver food anymore, it should be alright. I'm going to wait and see how much this pulls back here, though. Before I make any rash moves. How's the SPY doing? SPY's back over 240. What's up, Daniel B? Let's see, AYTU. AYTU might start coming around. Wader holding up the VWAP here. Let me look at something really quick. I had a pretty good sell-off yesterday. So that's what I want to wait. Make sure it's not going to... What happened? Okay. Thinkorswim froze for a second. I think we'll give Wader a little bit of time. Make sure it's going to hold up $1 before I try to get in it. Blue Apron. Boy, this is a good swing. 240 up to 998. Very nice. See, where's Grubhub at? What's Grubhub doing? 38 on Grubhub. What is this guy ripping for? Samples of rapid test kits. $10 a test. BioAmerica triples after beginning shipments of COVID-19 tests. So when AYTU finally starts shipping out tests, instead of, they're waiting on 100,000 tests to come in. So once maybe they get that press release, AYTU will start ripping. So basically waiting for that press release on AYTU that they've got their 100,000 that they ordered and that they're ready to start shipping them to whoever. Let's see, WTRH hold up. It did hold up $1 so far. So it's starting to test that dollar support again here. I'm gonna wait for more of a pattern to form. I think. I know there's no news for it. It's running because it's a food delivery stock. You know, it's been running the past 2 days, and now today would be the third day of the run if it's going to continue. But it's been running with Blue Apron, and you can see Apron's still running. Apron's starting to consolidate right here, maybe getting ready for another rip. Like, the news is that it's a food delivery stock, and all restaurants are closed, or in a lot of states restaurants are closed. You can only get delivery from them or carry out. So Waiter, Grubhub, all these different ones like that, they're gonna, be what they are. Give me just a second, guys. Let's see. I'm about to cut my losses, I think, on TL. TLSA. Because I'm down quite a bit on this one, so yeah. Let me get it out of here. There we go. So that's about a $200 loss on that one. Got a little swing happy. Got a little swing happy and grabbed some swings I shouldn't have grabbed. And that's what happens when you do that. So, but I am up 450 on TVIX. So IBIO. Let's look at IBIO. Yeah, IBIO just has a big float. That's the only thing. Oops. I'm not looking all the way at it. Oh, here we go. Yeah, so it's already ripping, so I kind of don't want to... I definitely don't want to jump in way up here. So... But IBO is ripping right now. I'm trying to think of what I saw. I saw something... What was it I saw? There was a stock... I have no idea where I saw it, but it came out with some type of news that they're working on. Let's see if it's up here somewhere. Yeah, I'm glad I got out of TLSA. It just cracked $2 and dropped 13 cents. $2 was as low as I wanted to hold that on. And that's actually holding way too low. That BO is going nuts right now. So, well, it could go nuts though. It could keep ripping because they have developed several vaccine candidates. So it's very possible that this could keep ripping. But like I said, I don't want to get in up here to wait for some type of pullback on this. JYTU dropping a little bit. HTBX dropping a little bit, but it's got plenty of support where it's at. Now we saw SFET run last week, I think it was. WTRH waiter dropping down. It's actually got some support at 90 cents. So maybe if it can U-shape around there. We also haven't been getting that big of rips on the stocks with coronavirus stuff here this week. I mean, some of them have been ripping pretty decently, but I mean, BMRA definitely has had a nice rip in pre-market, but during market hours rips just haven't been that crazy. So VXRT entered into agreement with Emergent Biosolutions for development and manufacturing of an oral coronavirus vaccine candidate. BMR. Hey, you think it's gonna go to $9 today, Daniel? Really? I mean, it was all the way up at 8. It is above all resistance, so I mean, it is possible. I don't have enough though to try to get into this. Even if it did rip. Yeah, I can only get like 30 shares. See if it did rip to 9.3. Yeah, it's not particularly worth it for me. And you've got a little reverse U shape here too, so it's actually probably pulled back a little bit more. I actually think this will pull back to 5 at least before it starts coming back around. Or maybe 550. 550 might be decent support. Check some of the text. Is this the... I know, it's not a... So IBO actually starting to come back up a little bit. Just looking around, see if there's anything new popping up on the scanner. Keep an eye on SFET for volume, because if it gets volume, it can make a decent move with volume. Okay, so nothing going on really there. Yeah, basically it's pretty much looks like it's all eyes on IBO and BMRA at this point. And you see BMRA back here in pre-market made this nice little U shape. So if this makes another nice little U shape, I definitely could see it ripping some more. See his waiter coming back up now a little bit. Okay, so maybe waiter, if it U shapes back up to $1, might potentially be an entry. And AYTU just slowly going sideways, just still building up for that big breakout one day, possibly. I'm gonna look at everything on a 30-minute. WTRH still going down. BMRA did break over 6 again. It's starting to make a decent little looking U shape here, though. Not too bad. Yeah, APRN is looking good. That's why I'm watching Wader, because Wader's kind of been following APRN's lead. But yeah, Apron could definitely break 10. Like I said, I want to give Wader the chance to make a U shape. I don't know if Wader would move enough, though, to make it worth it. This buy actually coming back up. Just does not want to give up. I can't imagine any reason. Let's see. Senate Republicans expect to vote on House coronavirus bill later. Oh God. The Canada border is closed for non-essential travel. Look at the SPY going straight up. Look at you go. That's kind of interesting. I think it'll be short-lived. It might come up now for a little bit, and then here, probably towards lunchtime, it'll probably start dropping off again. So BMRA is still making this U shape. Could be. It could be a potential good trade a good day trade. If it breaks 7. If it breaks 7, I could easily see it back up to 8. Get a whole dollar in profit in between there. I kind of want to get an IBO the more I keep thinking about it. Because IBO did originally have a nice big rip. But I just don't want to get in this high. I'd like to see it come back down to 150, but it may not. You're in BMR8? Nice, Daniel. I'm gonna go on IBO. Oh no. Okay, so I'm in on IBO a little higher than I would like. Now it's gonna start coming back down course. But I think IBO is gonna probably run over the next day or two. So we'll see. And I'm not in that many shares. I'm only in on 80 shares of IBO. I'm just looking for it to run probably that 250 area. Probably be my price target. Maybe like $60, $70, something like that. We'll see. We'll see what happens today. But I like the U shape that's forming on IBO, so that's why I wanted to get in it. And plus, it does have, a pretty good press release. See, how's BMR? Yeah, BMR8 looks pretty good. About to sneeze. And you got support right here too at the VWAP and the 9 EMA. So, like I said, it's just got to break $7. As long as it keeps slowly climbing up, should be good to go. Apron breaking. Yeah, apron, nice $10 break here. So very nice break there on apron. I could see apron getting up to 11 and testing 11, maybe even breaking through it. It just got right up there just now. Yeah, 950 to 1050 easy, but it looks like it's still got some momentum to keep climbing a little bit here. See, is IBO going to ruin my U shape? It might. Maybe not. As long as it can hold up. Okay. Yeah, so apron breaking over 11 now. So that's a pretty good pop so far. Could have easily got a nice $2 in profit there. I don't know if it's well, a little less than $2 unless it gets up to 11.50. BMRA needs to hold up right here. If this drops any lower, then that U shape is going to be ruined. Ooh, yeah. See, it's testing that $6 support. Okay. That's not okay. There we go. So HTBX is dropping a little bit right now. Okay, IBO is still holding up. See, BMRA still holding up. Yeah, it's still holding up. I have a delay on my man. The SPY is really going crazy. I definitely did not expect it to rebound this much. Like, I don't know why it's even rebounding at all. Like, everything's close to a national lockdown. Like, why are you rebounding? This has got to be like people just thinking that the market's going to turn back to normal all of a sudden. But I can assure you it is not. Oh shit, IBO dropping a little bit here. It needs to hold up. If it starts cracking below the VWAP in the 9 EMA, I'm going to get out of this. APRN halted at 1168. Nice. Yeah, very nice. Very nice run on Blue Apron so far. And Wader's coming back up now. I knew I should have waited for Wader. It's the one I was originally... I really gotta start listening to my instincts. So my first instinct was Wader, and then I was like, nah. Instead, I got in on IBO. But yeah, with Apron running, Wader's gonna run. That's just all there is to it, and that's what I was looking for. That is true, Josh. You are correct. What do you mean, Muhammad? What do you mean? What kind of game is this? But yeah, Josh, you're definitely right. It could be the fact that we're probably most likely getting stimulus checks, those $1,000 checks or whatever. Get out of here. This could be the same type of deal. Maybe he drops down to 160 and then pops back up. Starting to get a little bit of a reverse U shape on IBO. It needs to switch around. See, BMRA is just going sideways at the moment. Waiter's trying to break a dollar. Again, trying to get back over a dollar. You looking for a play on BRMA? I mean, it's not a bad. I mean, it's got the good press release. Just keep in mind it is up 160% already today, and it's going sideways. So I'd just be careful with BMRA. Let's see, SPY got out. Woo, SPY. Big lower wick down the 240 on the SPY. How much are you wanting to rebound today, SPY, before you decide to do something? See if let's see, APR ends out of its halt and it gapped straight up to 12, but having a bit of a pullback now after this initial halt. Bounced right off of 11. Back to IBO. Yeah, IBO does have its reverse U shape. I'm just trying to give it a little bit longer, but I may have to get out. The only reason I'm doing that is because the way it looks on the 30. See if 150 holds up or not. Yeah, 150 needs to hold up on IBO. IBIO. It's where this trend line's at right now. It's where the 9 EMA is at on the yearly chart. So there should be a lot of support at 150, but it needs to hold there. Yeah, I jumped the gun on this for sure. The MRA is starting to make that kind of reverse U-shape bent fishing rod type of deal, so I would definitely expect more of a pullback on this coming, depending where the next candle closes at. But if the next candle closes at it closes a little bit lower, like right here or something, then it's definitely going to pull back pretty hard. So see, waiter's right at $1 still. Go back to the 5-minute. Here we go. So waiter's still trying to get through $1. Starter area 530. You might get that. You might get it down at 530. What's that look so different for? Okay. All right, so just kind of a waiting game on some of these stocks, and then of course, we could start going sideways for a little bit till lunchtime or something. That sometimes happens. That's been happening. What'd you get down to? 154. Okay. Actually, IBO trying to get back above the VWAP right now in this 1 5-minute candle. So Apron having a pretty good pullback after that halt. SPY has some really long wicks today on the 1 minute. Let's take a look. Ooh. It's got a big one on the 5 minute. That's a pretty ugly wick. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's no bueno for the SPY. Whoever bought the SPY right here is going to be a very, very sad boy or girl. They're going to be sad, whatever their gender is. Most likely. They're probably already sad. But that is a very nice wick. And you see on the 5 minutes. There's a couple of wicks, couple of big wicks. Yes, that's a good observation, Josh. There's definitely a lot of selling pressure on the SPY. That's why I said I'm not sure why it's going up right now. And it's probably the stimulus check thing, most likely. But I doubt that giving everybody $1,000 is going to help that much to bring the stock market back into an uptrend or a reversal. Because it like all you need to see is this right here. The SPY's been in this little down channel, and it's going to stay in this down channel until it breaks above the down channel. So let's see, IBO starting to come back up a little bit here. An IBO may be an all-day hold. I may have to hold this all day. Just because it is a slower stock because of how big the float is. But if it can continue on this trend line, this is what I'm looking at, is if it can continue on this trend line on the 30 and just move up all day. And it could work out. Yeah, so I'd definitely probably stay clear of BRMA because it does have that fishing rod. And it is probably going to drop back down to 550, maybe even 5. The 9 EMA is way down here at 465, so that's a possibility too if it doesn't start coming back up very soon. It's got about 12 minutes for this candle to come back up some, and then the next candle to open up higher so it doesn't make this fishing rod. But if it doesn't do that, it's definitely going to drop. Well, you got to realize on the SPY, they're pumping money into the market, so the markets are going to get little pops and stuff here and there. But, ooh, the SPY on a 30-minute is a very long wick there. I mean, BMRA, it still has a chance. Like I said, it's not completely shot yet. If it keeps coming back up, it's 12 minutes is a long time in the stock market. So if it keeps coming back up over 6, and the next candle opens up at like 650, then this could turn into a little U shape, a little curl up. So it's got time. It's got a chance. Thoughts on AYTU? Uh, I'm still in AYTU. I don't care about BMRA getting their tests. I mean, how many tests did they ship out? There's um, I don't know how many tests they ship. Let me see if I can find it. But I really don't care because they're going to need tests. I don't know if BMRA's is also, as fast as AYTU's test. Yeah, it's only shipping. It began shipping initial samples. So this first headline is a bunch of BS. It says shares triple after beginning shipments of test. Then you read further in, it says their initial samples. So they're shipping samples. AYTU has 100,000 on its way that they're ready to start distributing. So I'm not worried about AYTU. And on top of that, AYTU eventually, I mean, they have commercial rights to sell everything, to sell these tests, and I'm pretty sure theirs are still the fastest. So, and there's 387 million people or something like that in the U.S. Even if BMRA does get some of the sales, other companies will be selling tests too because the FDA stepped aside. But with AYTU's test being so fast, it's the perfect test for the drive-throughs that Trump is trying to do. So that's why I think it has a lot of good potential. So no, I'm not worried at all about BMRA coming out with that. They technically haven't even beat them to the punch. They sent out samples. Let's see. Okay, finger prick with results in 10 minutes. So AYTU's is a little faster because it's 2 to 10 minutes. Theirs is 10 minutes. But yeah, and AYTU's will probably only cost $10. I mean, you don't want to bust heads right now with everything going on. You're not going to charge $100 a test. All it is just a little kit with a little prick in it. You just prick your finger with the blood, and then you put it in a little plastic test. Like, these tests are not like expensive pieces of hardware. They're just little plastic kits with a prick in it. That's all it is. So, I mean, AYTU is definitely not gonna charge like way more over $10 if they're going to. They might sell theirs for $12 and say, hey, ours can be show results in 2 minutes instead of 10 minutes. And another thing, the whole entire world is infected. So it's not like they can't sell tests other places. Canada's going to need tests. Mexico's going to need tests. Everywhere's going to need tests. There's a high demand for tests. And and apparently we have testing sites all through the US right now, but they don't have any tests at the sites. Is what they made it sound like yesterday. So tests are in shortage. And then of course after this too, once everything gets reeled back in, pharmaceutical, or not pharmaceutical companies, but hospitals and all that, they are going to need tests. Like, they're not, like, just because we get over the curve of the coronavirus doesn't mean it's going to go away. The coronavirus will still be around for years to come because it's transferred to humans now. So it's never going to go away. So hospitals will need tests for that in the future. So since AYTU has commercial rights, once everything goes back to normal, whose test do you think all the hospitals are going to be carrying? AYTU's. Just right now, everybody can jump in because the FDA stepped aside. But as soon as things go back to normal, legalities will kick in, and AYTU will be like, we have commercial rights. Everybody else take your test off the market, or we get a percentage of sales on your test, something like that. So those commercial rights are a big deal. Now, if you start seeing other ones, companies getting commercial rights for them, then yeah, maybe so. AYTU could fade off into the distance, but for now, I think it'll be fine. And we got sideways consolidation over the past week and a day or something like that. So AYTU will probably have its day. But yeah, I'm not worried about BMRA right now. See, how are we looking here on IBIO? But I am going to read a little bit more into their test just to see. Yeah, at this time the product isn't available for sale or use within the USA, within the US. And they expect to sell these disposable single-use devices for less than $10 a test. They expect to. So right now, all you have is a press release that's a bunch of BS. That's all this press release says. Yeah, they've begun the application process, but it won't take that. But it's not they. This is all ifs and expects and started and samples. Like, if you read into this press release, there's a whole lot of up in the air with this. Of course there is with AYTU as well, but so it's not that, like, it's good, and I hope for people's health sake, I hope BMRA gets their test out quick. Same with AYTU, but I don't think BMRA wins just because they have this press release. That's not, like I said, there's a lot of ifs and expects, and is working and is starting on. Whereas AYTU, they've got 100,000 tests coming right now. They could already got them today. Who knows? But I do like that BMRA said that they are ready for national or international distribution of the test. But here's the thing. Right now, any trading that you do is risky. No matter what it is, whether you're day trading, swing trading, or long term investing or shorting, anything you do right now is pretty risky. So, even though I have a lot of expectations for AYTU, at the same time, I'm very aware that there is the risk that AYTU doesn't get their test or something happens in shipping. There's a lot of issues that could happen there. The volatility in the stock market right now is crazy, and it's hard to call moves on stuff. So, it could come out that they've got the test out, and if investors that day don't feel like touching anything, they may not touch anything, and AYTU may not even rip or BMRA. So it's just one of those things right now. You just have to understand that any stocks that you get into are going to have a little bit higher risk than they normally would because we are in such volatile markets. So, as you can see by looking at the SPY, if you just look at the SPY right here, you can see how volatile it is right now. Green candle, red candle, green candle, red candle, green candle, red candle, green candle, red candle, red candle, green candle, red candle, and then now we're 2 days green so far. So far. By the end of the day, I think this will be a red candle, but so I mean that's it's not the same as when the SPY's back here and it's just you know for the most part it's keeps going up. We're in this crazy highly volatile markets right now, so you just got to keep that in mind. I mean, some like at any point in time, Walmart could come out and say that they've got their own coronavirus test that they're going to be carrying on their shelves. Like that's always a risk too. Like a major company could come out of nowhere and steal the show. Same thing with the stocks with vaccines like IBO and HTBX that I've been holding. They're working on a vaccine. They have uh, IBO actually has some vaccines possibly ready, some candidates that could use some testing, but at the same time, uh, out of nowhere, the maker of Tylenol could be like, "Oh, we've got a vaccine that we was working on," So that's the thing. There's a lot of risk. In any of this and playing any of these coronavirus stocks because there's so many companies racing right now. And of course, AYTU is taking a little bit of a hit today because of BMRA's got the attention for testing kits, and that's fine. It's not like crashing out or anything. It's just not got that much attention on it right now. Tomorrow, if they come out with their press release saying that they've got the 100,000 test kits and Colorado wants to buy them all, then it'll probably have a decent jump because that would be if they sell them for around the same price as BMRA, that'd be $1 million in profit that they could get just like that in an instant. Well, not in profit, but you know what I mean. $1 million in extra revenue. Yeah, am I counting right? 10 times 100,000, that's a million, right? Yeah, it's a million. Oh, waiter. Look at waiter. Oh, man, I knew it. Waiter's actually on a trend line right now. So waiter's making a big U shape. Probably going to test this pre-market high of 117 soon. Well, very soon, as I said it. Yeah, I gotta start trusting my instincts. That gets me in trouble more than anything. It's just is not trusting my instincts. I do that all the time. It looks like it's gonna try to break 125 here. It tested 125. See, here it goes, starting to end right through 125. So all the way up to 130 so far on this. So if you bought the re-break of a dollar, you've already gotten a nice 30-cent move. Did anybody did anybody try to play this at the break of a dollar? Back when I was saying if this U shape comes back up and it breaks a dollar, it could get a move. Starting to get a upper wick, so this may have a bit of a sell-off in a second, unless as it starts popping back up. It's starting to pop back up a little bit. BMRA still sideways. Oh, see, Apron's popped pretty hard too. Apron all the way up to 1420. So Mark called Apron out earlier at the break of 10. This is a good, nice run on this. So we're starting to see traders come back in a little bit. Like I think maybe panic is. I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that because we haven't had a lockdown yet, which I think is coming still. So if we go on lockdown, the panic will be real again. But I think the panic is kind of easing off a little bit because we really haven't had anything too crazy. I mean, everything's crazy right now, but what I'm saying, just like on the SPY, we're in this downtrend. Everybody can see that we're in a downtrend. They know we're in a downtrend. So now, day traders might be feeling a little bit safer, and that's why you're getting some moves. But at least we're getting some moves, whereas before we wasn't. Last week barely anything was moving. Oh, I have no idea. It seems like they've been doing briefings every day. So it could be very possible that, it could be one here in an hour or something. Let me look at the SPY, see if it says anything about any briefings. I don't know, tweet from AFP. What is AFP? Saying workers worldwide could lose up to 3.4 trillion in income in 2020. You see things like that, and you're just like, why is the SPY come up at all? Let's see. U.S. restaurants taking 225 billion sales hit during the next 3 months. Pandemic could put 25 million people out of work. Yeah, you're not wrong. When Trump opens his mouth, it can be good for the markets or bad for the markets, and you never know which one it's going to be. So I don't know. I'm not sure when the next one is. I was assuming there would be one today because they've been talking every single day, but I don't know. So right now, if IBO comes back to the trend line, it'll almost look exactly like this pattern here. Possibly. Oh, waiter all the way up to 137 so far. Gross. AYTU dropping off a little bit. AYTU probably will drop off some today. It might even get back down to this 125 area. Well, I appreciate that, Patrick, and welcome to the channel. Just, what'd I say? I said the next one's probably in an hour. Look at that. I told you it's like clockwork, dude. They're coming every day. They gotta keep talking and keep people occupied, or rioting and looting will start. Like, think about how close we are to rioting and looting. It could get crazy. So, but yeah, oh yeah, Patrick, yeah, join the Facebook group. You can learn a lot in there too. Just go to Facebook groups and search framework fortune day trading. And one of my biggest keys of advice when watching my channel is learn from my mistakes, because I make a lot of mistakes. So it can save you some money if you let me make the mistakes for you first, and then learn from them. So while I do have a bit of knowledge about day trading and all that, you can learn from, but you can also learn from my bad trading habits and things like that. Like me not sticking to my instincts. That's something I've been realizing this past couple of weeks in this market crash. Is one of my issues. Is like my initial instinct. I'll be like, yeah, that's a good idea, and then I'll completely throw that out the window and go and do something else, and that's where I lose that. Yes, this is true. I don't follow my own rules. If I followed my own rules, I would be in waiter right now, and followed my instincts, I'd be in waiter right now, riding this up instead of being an IBIO riding it down. So, but yeah, Daniel B and One Life and a lot of those guys, they're in the Facebook group and they're always posting things. So if you have any questions, you can always ask them in there, and then sometimes we'll discuss things that aren't even related to the stock market. We have a good time. So IBIO needs to bounce here soon off of this trend line. It needs to do exactly what it did back here. Down, 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 bounce. Down, 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 bounce. If it doesn't, if it cracks this trend line, then I'm probably going to get out. Because I'm up a little higher. I should have waited for this. And once again, that's where I'm not listening to my instincts come in, because I was thinking I should wait, and then I was like, nah, I'm going to go ahead and get in. See, quite a bit of selling there at 160. So IBIO is going to start getting held down. I know this trend line looks funky right now on the 5-minute, but this trend line I drew on the 30-minute. So that's what I'm looking at, is this trend line to hold up. And you can see it's trying to right now. See, this looks exactly the same on the 10 and 30, except for this long wick here on this candle, but big green candle, 2 red candles. So when this red candle closes at 10 o'clock, it needs to stay pretty much above 160 when it closes. And then the next candle needs to start coming up if we're going to get this same exact pattern. But we'll see. I don't know if that's going to work or not. I'm just going off of that. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. That's why I started reading the press release about BMRA. It did get an initial rip, but I don't think people actually read into the press release. They just read the headline. Well, initially at 4 in the morning, they said they started shipping samples. But where did the rip start? The rip started at 7:35. So. Well, the one that said, where'd it go here? Yeah, so that one right there, triple after beginning shipments. That one was at 8:30, and it got a quick little pop, but the rest of it is what it is. Yeah, I don't know what it's doing. Ooh, IBO, you need to, okay, so we're still right here at the trend line. It needs to come up, though. Or at least needs to hold. And I don't want it cracking this trend line. What's the SPY look like on the 30? SPY on the 30 is a possible bull flag. But I don't think that's... I think that may be a... I can't imagine that actually being a bull flag. I think that's going to end up being a bear flag. So IBO is really testing right now. It's got about 14 minutes. Oh yeah, waiter's looking pretty decent here. BMRA is kind of a flag on the 30. A lot Selling starting to come through here on IBIO. So it is possible it may not get this this next rip, especially if 150 cracks. Blue Apron still going crazy up at 14. Yeah, Blue Apron got all the way up to 15.44. I mean, like I said, and as long as people can only order food because restaurants and stuff are shut down, you know, these food delivery stocks and food shipment stocks like that are going to be getting some moves and runs, just like Waiter. You know, Waiter's up 70% today. So that'll be the same. I mean, Waiter's basically been following APRN a little bit. So I'm waiting about 10 more minutes to see what I want to do with IBIO. So looking on the 30. Whoops. The 1. See how BMRA is looking now. BMRA is still kind of making that reverse U shape. So IBIO is starting to slowly come back up here. Oh, Josh, you're in BMRA either too? So Daniel and Josh both are in BMRA. And One Life's waiting it out to see. Oh, the SPY finally started coming back down. Yeah, so the SPY started to make that reverse U shape too, so. SPY will probably start dropping. Dropping here soon. And just see how hard it drops. Alright, we shall see. Hmm. So we got about 5 more minutes to see if IBO is going to get another pop up. Yeah, I don't blame you, One Life. I think it's probably going to end up coming back down to $5, maybe a little lower. The 200 on the 30 is all the way down at $3, so that's a pretty low too. I mean, I don't think it'll crash that hard if it does start dropping. See, IBO just got trying to get over 160 now. Got a little sell in there at 160. Hmm. It's it's still got a little bit of higher lows. If this candle comes down to that 570 area though, that's where I'd get kind of nervous on this. On BMRA. That would be my concern. Yeah. Because, I mean, right now it's just barely a higher low, but you got a low here, you have a low here, and you got a low here, so it's still like little steps up, but it's very close. But if it comes down and stops the higher lows, then you're probably going to see a reversal. So 160 still holding up as resistance right here on IBIO. Let's see if it breaks. Got a minute and a half, and this candle needs to close above 155. Preferably above 158. Alright, so this candle's got 55 seconds left. If it closes above 160, that'll be really good. That'll show some good strength going into this next 30-minute candle. But it doesn't look like it's going to. It was trying for a second. But we need this. The next candle's got to open up a little higher. It's got to open up at like 160, 1 or 2. So if the next candle opens up lower, then this could sell off or U-shape around. But I wanted it to get this same pattern again. That candle needs to come up like right now. I do not want this candle dropping any lower. But yeah, I'm wanting to see if it's gonna fall. Well, that candle. See, maybe if I adjust this. Yeah, this needs to keep coming up. It needs to get over 160 very soon. Because it kind of ruined, if this candle comes down any at all and doesn't start going up, it's ruining whatever this pattern is. Get over 160. There you go. Finally it got over 160. See, VWAP's at 162, so if it gets back above the VWAP, that'd be pretty good. That would show a little strength. Let's see, while this is kind of coming up a little bit here, let's look at BMRA again. Yeah, if BMRA does not come up on this candle, you got about 30 minutes. But if it doesn't come up on this candle, it's gonna start pulling back. And actually, still at this second though, this is still a higher low as of now, because the bottom of this candle is 580, and then the bottom of this candle is 586, and you got 580, 575 there. So yeah, there still is higher lows, but you also have lower highs. So I don't know. To me, it looks like it's going to pull back some more. but it does still have the possibility to go up. I'd just be watching this low really close, because if it starts coming down any lower than this, I'd be concerned. Yeah, see if see BMRA starts holding over 6. You have a trend line maybe starting on this. You do have. I mean, if this trend line holds up here, then you've got the trend line you can go off of. So that may help you some. But this 30 minutes, what I'm not. So yeah, if you look at this trend line, let's extend this to the left so it looks. If it cracks below this trend line on the 30, that's what I was saying about the higher low, or the higher low. If this little candle comes down and it's not a higher low anymore, which is basically right on the trend line, and if the trend line cracks, you definitely gonna see it come down. So it's a very undecided stock right now. IBO's chart looks nice on the 30-minute. It doesn't look bad on the 5-minute. It's riding this trend line. And this came up and bounced to here, and then these last 4 candles here. Come on. There you go. But yeah. Yeah, it doesn't look bad on the 30 either. For now. That's why I'm still holding it. Oh, let's see. What's going on with the SPY? You gotta keep an eye on the SPY. SPY sold off quite a bit there so far, but we're still just back down to this 240, 239 area. It's got a ways to drop down still yet, though. See, 163. Okay. Just trying to get. If IBO can get back above the VWAP, I would feel a lot better about it. It's trying. It's definitely trying. So some buying, a little bit of buying starting to come through back on IBIO. So there's some selling at 165, but let's see if is it going to test that 165 resistance. I can't. It's still having a little issue getting that 165. Here we go. Maybe it's gonna start testing it now. Yeah, almost. One more 164 seller. They keep popping in at 164. BMRA just cracked. Oof. It's right there. It's right there on that trend line. But yeah, it did make a lower low, so yeah, it could have a downside for sure. It could start dropping. Most likely will. Can you get these 164 sellers out of the way? I want to see 165 on that level 2, and every time it almost is about to pop up, more sellers come in at 164. Here we go. Finally, now I can see it. And 165 looks like, yeah, so 165 is getting taken out easily. No problems there. That just tore right through 165. And let's see. If this keeps climbing over the next 20 minutes, then it'll make the same exact pattern. So we'll see. Some more selling here at 165. So 165, still some resistance. It's acting like it ripped through it the first time, but it is still holding it up a little bit. Yeah, so BMRA is still on this trend line as well. Testing the trend line. Let me look at the 30. Yeah, this is looking like a reverse U shape for sure. I would say it's going to have a pullback very soon. $72 loss. Well, I mean, it's not that bad of a loss. So don't sweat it. Don't sweat it too hard. I mean, I think you got out at a pretty decent time because, like I said, well, look at there. Popping back up to $6 out of nowhere. If it pushes over the VWAP, it may not be done yet. And it's trying to. Look at this. Daniel, I would have sold too, honestly, man. I definitely did not expect it to hit 550 and then run straight back up to 650. I mean, that's a dollar. It just went on a dollar run. And it's still going. If it breaks 650, it's going to keep going. And yeah, and it broke through 650. Oh, wow. And this is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about. I was saying earlier, right now the markets are extremely volatile, and like sometimes things just don't go the way you think they're going to go right now. Look at this. This is insanity. I never would have guessed it would bounce that hard off of 550. It might actually try for 7 here. It might try to break 7. It's getting close. Up to 688. Spread, getting a little spread on it. Spread's 10 cents. Josh held on like a brave trooper. Look at this. Oh, is it gonna try for 7? It's trying. It's trying for 7. And it's broken through 7. So good job, Josh, for having 3 testicles to hold on to this after that drop to 550. I'd be honest, man. I don't know. I don't know if I would hold or not at this point because I definitely did not expect a $1.50 rip right there. So this crazy market, it probably is not a bad idea to lock in some profits, but I don't know. You might have already locked in. I don't know, but that's pretty wild. But it bounced. It that's wild. It's trying to get over 7 and hold. If it can hold 7, it could keep going up. Hey, congratulations, man. You earned that $100 for holding through that, cause I probably wouldn't have. I know most likely I wouldn't have. That is wild. That was a wild jump. I uh, definitely would not have expected that to happen. And let's see here, IBIO still coming up. It is part of the business, Daniel B. You are right. I mean, you guys have seen it's happened to me several times where I've gotten out, and right after I got out of a stock, it just rips for no reason. So don't feel bad, Daniel B. I've been there with you before. It almost happened to me on IBIO today. I almost got out of IBO back here. There's not a halt right now, not yet anyway. The halt, another halt could be coming. That's a good outlook, Josh. I like that outlook. BMRA's all the way up to 760 right now. Crazy. But yeah, I'm not sure, Yellow, if it's gonna. There's no halt going on right now that I'm aware of. But the SPY is coming down quite a bit, and I'd imagine if it breaks, I'd imagine if it cracks this 236 area, or maybe 235, we might possibly see a halt. It is still running though. It's running hard, man. This is a crazy, unpredictable rip. It's almost ran 250. If it gets up to 8, that's a $2.50 bounce. So I did not expect that. Not on that candle. That's what's crazy. I definitely did not expect that. That's pretty wild. Pretty wild. Oh, it did. It got up to $8 just about. $7.90. So $8 is gonna be pretty tough because the high of the day is right at $8 as well. So if it breaks $8, I would say there's a good chance it's going to 10. What is the float? Oh, that's pretty low float. Yeah, Tops is a shipping company. I'm not sure exactly what you're saying about it, but uh, oh, I know what you're talking. I know what you're saying. You're saying back here, is way up here at 42 million. Yeah. The thing with Tops's chart is Tops has had probably a million reverse stock splits. These shipper companies like this, all their charts look like this. So DCIX is another one, and you can see DCIX shows it was all the way up at 8,000 at one point. But the looking back at these charts like this, it's really hard to look at the past chart history on these, because the reverse stock splits and the stock splits that these companies do so much. Uh, Basically, none of the charting platforms or anything wants to keep up with what they're doing. So like this, most of this is probably very inaccurate. See, you can look at the 20 year, and it says it was way up there. I mean, it might have IPO'd way up there. I don't know. Like I said, you can't go off of anything with the shippers. Tops, DCIX, PXS, any shippers are going to have just ugly, crazy, wild charts, and they're going to look crazy, but they're just garbage. But it's not. I highly doubt that Tops was worth millions of dollars at some point. Oh, we're currently at 5.6 down. Okay, so yeah, the halt might be coming here soon. So GILD. See, how's IBO doing? It's okay. We're still holding up that trend line, so it needs to stay on that trend line if it's going to come up. Just the right one? Yeah, this is the right one. Um, it is doing pretty good for the market being down so much. It must have something to do with the coronavirus. They must be working on some type of, probably a vaccine or something. Um, but honestly, even when this was at its high, which was $80, okay, that's in March. They must be working on something. Uh, I don't think I would touch this right now. I mean, I'd have to do some more research on this company. I don't know if you're talking about for a day trade, or what you mean. What is the. Just trying to figure out what their drug is, why this is going up right now. But yeah, this is kind of a strange situation with this stock. Before all this, the stock was down at 66, and then when the coronavirus started, it's been going up. So I don't know. I don't know. And if you bought in here right now, you're buying almost at the top. Like the good entry on this would have been way down here at 64 or right above this 200. So it's probably not a bad company. It's just not something I'd want to get into. It is another coronavirus play. Okay. All right, IBO, you gonna crack my trend line? Yeah, IBO is not looking. We got 6 minutes. It didn't get the. It got a little bounce, but it's not getting a big bounce. It didn't get a big bounce like these. But I mean, what we saw in mRNA, or not mRNA, BMRA, it could. You never know. Things could just rip out of nowhere. See, that trend line only works on the 30, so. I'm just going to draw it from here. But, I mean, back to GILD, you need... Oh, watch the orangutan briefing. Donald Trump, the orange man. Yeah, I'm probably going to end the stream here soon, too, just because we're getting into that time, that lunchtime area where things kind of die off. Maybe we'll do the stream later today. I'm not sure, but I'm also getting hungry, so I'm probably gonna hold IBO as long as it stays. Probably as long as it stays above 150. If it drops below 150, I'm getting out for sure. But the 9 is at 150, so yeah, I think I'll be holding as long as 150 holds up. I'll give it that little bit of room to see if it's going to move any more today. Possibly, yes. Yellow, I think, we're not even to the peak of the coronavirus yet. And there's still going to be a lot more people that's going to get sick. And they need tests, and they need a vaccine. The vaccine thing, I don't think a vaccine will be ready as quick as 3 weeks. It takes a little bit longer because they have to test it. They have to go through a couple of phases. And then they're going to want to test it on some animals, make sure it works in animals. And that takes time. So the vaccine ones, yeah. I mean, it's very possible that in 3 weeks, they could still be moving. All right, Josh, have a great rest of your day, man. We'll see you. Congrats on that win. That was a nice little win you pulled out of nowhere. BMRA all the way up to 950. I told you if it broke 8, it's going to go up to 10. But, yeah, as long as there's no vaccine, as long as there's testing shortages, as long as people are still getting infected and we're on lockdown. Well, I mean, we're not really on lockdown yet, but I think that's going to happen eventually. So, I don't think we're out of the woodworks on the coronavirus that soon. I mean, hopefully that would be great if we were out of the whole coronavirus mess in 3 weeks. But I think we've got a little bit longer than that. So, yeah, the coronavirus plays. They're tricky though. That's the thing. Like with GILD, like I said, if you get in now, you're getting in pretty high. And what these stocks have been doing that we've been noticing is they've been ripping, and then they'll have big sell-offs and they'll rip again. So you don't really want to buy any of these stocks that high. Same thing with like AYTU. Um, AYTU and had its initial a big rip, and then had a big sell-off, and then had a little bounce, then sell-off, and actually sold all the way off to 80 cents for a second, and then came back up that day, and then sell off, and then the day it's kind of going sideways. So you kind of got to time these rips on these stocks, and you want to get in with the best lowest entry as possible. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got to wait for that. You got to wait for that pullback. IBIO, I kind of jumped the gun on today. I would have liked to got in lower, but I didn't know if it was going to go any lower, so I just kind of got FOMO and jumped in it. But same thing, IBO, initial big rip, sell off, a little bounce here, sell off, a little bounce there, sell off, and now it's coming back up once again. And a lot of it, what is it, BMRA about to break 10? Yeah, it looks like BMRA is about to break 10. From tech, honestly, the only things that I'm trading right now are the coronavirus plays. I'm trying to swing trade them. I have quite a bit of shares of HTBX, which right now doesn't look great, but it hasn't had another green day in a while on this chart. So I'm expecting soon for it to have a green day when it comes out with another press release. And AYTU, like we went over that, but these coronavirus plays is what I'm watching. Like I said, you got to time them right. I already got in AYTU and HTBX, so I didn't really time them right in the beginning. And then the other thing is inverse ETFs. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. The tech or anything, you're going to want to wait until we get to the bottom of the SPY. And we don't know, nobody really knows where the bottom's going to be at, but we have some good guesses. So we know 200 is where we're thinking is probably a good idea where the bottom might be, but it could crack lower, and then 185 would be next support, and then you got support down at 160. But right through here, through 200, and from where the SPY is now down to 200, there's no support really. I mean, no, there's no support. So it's definitely most likely going to get down to this 200 area. So you can play inverse ETFs. Like I've been in on TVIX here since it was down at 250. So I got in last week sometime, or maybe the week somewhere, I don't know. But I'm in at 250. That's my cost on this. So as long as the market crashes is still crashing, inverse ETFs are great to play. If you haven't seen my video on the coronavirus plays, check that out. You got 214 as the next strong support. Let me look at that. But yeah, on the coronavirus video, I explain how to play these inverse ETFs. Okay. 214, you said. 214. What do we look? Where is 214? Oh yeah, I see what you're talking about right here on top of these candles here. Yeah, so 214 area was some resistance before, so yeah, 214 is probably your next support, but I don't know how strong that support will be. You're looking at a 10-year. I can still see it though right there, the tops of those candles. Honestly, I still think Daniel B's right. I think the best guess is down here. The bottom. I think the bottom is going to be 155 area. I'm not. I don't have a lot of knowledge in the bond field. That's something I'm not that familiar with, as far as uh, bonds and yields. I don't invest in any of that, so I I only invest in stocks. Yeah, James Bond. Yeah, so like I don't have too much information I can tell you about that. Like our predictions, my one life. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're very different, and I'm not that adept to tell you anything about those. So I'm going off of technical analysis on where I think the market is going to go. So, and same thing with One Life. He's using technical analysis as well. We're looking at charts and looking at current things. SPXS. Do you know if XPSS is triple leveraged or not? Because I can tell you. Uh, oh, I'm looking at the 20-year. I need to switch back to the 1 year. I was like, what's going on with this? Okay, here we go. So, I mean, if you think the market is going to keep dropping, okay. So let me show you guys this. Let me show you how easy this is. Whoops. So I'm gonna change this. I'm gonna put the SPY down here. On any of these inverse ETFs like SPXS, you can see the SPY keeps dropping, SPXS is going up. So if you think the SPY is going to continue to drop, then you know, you just got to kind of figure it out. When the SPY started dropping, it went from 12 up to 24. So the SPY's dropped from 339 to 236. So that's about $130. So basically, what you can kind of gauge it off is every $130 the SPY drops will be, and this is a rough estimate because I really don't know for sure, but you could say, you know, maybe another $12 that SPXS could move up if the SPY drops another 130 points. Now, if it drops another 130, that's quite a drop. Like I said, I think we're definitely going to see 200, so it's like 36 points. So the reason why this is not moving that much is because it's not triple leveraged. The difference in a leveraged ETF like this one, it can move. Obviously, it's moved from $12 to 24. But looking at TVIX has moved from $40 to $723. And that's the power of the triple leverage ETFs, is they can run a lot harder. So SPXS, it's not a bad one. Whoops. But just keep in mind, even if the market crashes, it's not going to move that much faster. But I mean, you know, if there's probably a possibility you could get, you know, $5 more out of it if we do get down to that 200 area. SPXU, see, same thing. I don't think this one is triple leveraged. Let's see, is FAZ triple leveraged? Oh no, looking at it wrong. I keep switching the wrong one. Actually, let me put the SPY up here so this looks better. There we go. So I'm trying to look at my triple leverage. Yes, I'm pretty sure this one was triple leveraged. FAZ, because it went from 25 to 60 so far. But yeah, I mean, that's the way you got to look at it on the inverse ETFs. You just gotta, you want to follow the SPY. Now you can also day trade these inverse ETFs. It's very easy to day trade them. You just have the SPY chart up, say on a 5 minute. So this is the 5 minute on the SPY. You can see as soon as it started cracking right up here, what happened down here. Cracks here at 950. At 950, FAZ ran up. So you see how easy that is? You can literally day trade these. You just have the SPY up top, FAZ on the bottom. As soon as the SPY starts cracking, you can get in FAZ and hold it until the SPY starts coming back up. So, but TVIX, if you're wanting the most liquid one, it's TVIX, the most volatile, the one that's going to run the hardest. What is going on with my chart? Okay, here we go. Because TVIX is triple leveraged and it's the most popular one. You can see by these volume bars. As soon as somebody was smart back in here, whoever got in back in these areas must have knew something was coming. But yeah, it's very, very simple to play these. The only thing is you just gotta, the SPY stays open 24 hours. So it's a little nerve-wracking that the SPY can change quite a bit overnight, but normally it doesn't. Not right now anyway, just because the SPY is on that downtrend and it's got some working itself out before it gets out of this downtrend channel. But I mean, this downtrend channel has held up so far for back since right at the beginning of March. So 20 days just about of this little channel. So yeah, that's the whole thing with ETFs. Yeah, I would not want to short. Um, I would say flat out. I would say flat out that inverse ETFs are the best thing to trade in a market like this. I mean, if you got in right at the beginning of all this nonsense because you thought the coronavirus was going to have these effects, and you got in back here at 50 or 60, the thing ran from 729. Because even if you shorted the SPY, if you shorted the SPY at 339 up here at the top, you've only hit $100 down so far per share that you shorted. Whereas TVIX, if you just went long without, shorting your margin, it's like a $650 per share difference. So shorting can get you in trouble too. But I mean, I would say hands down in a bear market, TVIX is the best way to go. At this point, though, it's up really high, so it's hard to say get into it now. But at the start of a bear market, it's the best way. This is true. This is true. You do have to watch the market overall, which is why I say it's a little nerve-wracking because you do have to be watching the news, the press releases, the Trump speeches, the whatever else, the futures. You have to watch the futures overnight. Like I don't sit there and watch that close as far as the futures and stuff. Like at 9 o'clock, I'll just check my phone and say, okay, futures are still down. There's nothing new that's going to change anything, so the market's going to keep crashing. Plus, like I said, I think the SPY's got is going down to at least 200. So that would be the last. Uh, yeah, you got to be in the loop. You just got to keep up with things. But and that was another thing I didn't stick to my instincts on. My instincts. I even told my wife. I was like, when this coronavirus started happening, I was like, I should go all in on TVIX. I should just buy nothing but TVIX shares and hold them. And guess what I didn't do? I didn't listen to my instincts. So now I only have one share of TVIX instead of a bunch of shares, which would have been a lot smarter. So yeah, if you're a passive investor, yeah. I know a lot of people are coming in to the YouTube and stuff like that to learn, because it is when the market crashes like this, there is going to be buying opportunities. There's going to be a lot of opportunities to make money all over. But if you're new to this, you really want to do a whole ton of research, because right now, like I said, trading anything is sketchy. Like there's a level of risk just because of the volatility in the market. And it looks like we ought to be getting close to that halt soon. So it looks like the SPY is going to keep crashing. So I would expect the market to get halted soon. So I think we'll end the stream here. If you guys have any more questions real quick, you can go ahead and ask them. But yeah, exactly. That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest piece of advice I think that is the best piece of advice, especially for the new traders who are coming into the market. Get your cash ready and just wait things out until we get to the bottom. Yeah, join the Facebook group, Framework Fortune Day Trading. But get your cash ready, have it sitting, and then when we get to the bottom, you'll have so many opportunities to buy cheap stocks to ride when the market rebounds and make money. Because eventually we will hit a bottom, and eventually the market will rebound. Those two things are almost a guarantee. Nothing is guaranteed in the stock market, but I will give you like a 90% guarantee that we will hit a bottom eventually, and we will rebound eventually. A lot of it is there's a lot of different good books. I'm not. I'm not. I can't really recommend any other YouTube channels per se, because I really haven't seen too much. I've watched some, but there's so much information on YouTube about the stock market, and there's so much fake gurus and scammers and people trying to sell you something or get you to sign up for, their courses or whatever, and it's hard to like really recommend any YouTube channels. I would say what I did when I learned is I watched as many YouTube channels as I could to get different looks from different people. Read those books. There's just a lot. You're basically gonna have to just go and learn as much as you can and sift through the garbage and BS to find the stuff that's real. Luckily, you have found my channel, which I think has a very high level of realness compared to most of the other YouTube channels, because I do take losses. I show my losses. I get sad about my losses. So with my channel, you can learn from my mistakes as well as my successes, and most of the time you're probably learning from my mistakes, but but definitely learn candlesticks, technical analysis. Uh, um, let's see what else. Candlesticks, technical analysis. Those you definitely want to look up. Learn moving averages, which moving averages is part of technical analysis, but within technical analysis, you're definitely going to want to learn moving averages. You definitely want to learn. FOMO. Even the best traders in the world who's been trading for 50 years, sometimes your emotions will get the best of you. You know, even if you've got that much experience, it can happen. But I will say, the more experience that you get, the FOMO will be less, and you'll be able to control your emotions more. So, and this is true too. FOMO can be defeated with good technical analysis. But even saying that, you got to admit, when life, sometimes our emotions will override our technical analysis. Like, it happens to everybody. So, but if you got good technical analysis, it will help quite a bit. So you definitely want to learn that. Like I said, moving averages. You want to learn stuff like volume, float. Yeah, that's a good point. I like that. I like that saying there. Uh, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff you get that you want to learn, but technical analysis is a big one. It'll help you. It'll help you with day trading, swing trading, and long-term investing. But just start absorbing as much information as you can about the stock market from all sources. You know, even some of the gurus. You know, go look at their free information, and just learn from everybody. And once you've absorbed enough information, you'll start being able to see who is BSing, who is real, what books make more sense than other books. You know, so it's kind of it's kind of like sifting for gold when it comes to the stock market, because there is so much out there that is not good, and then there is some out there that is good. So Investopedia.com, here I'll put it in the chat, is actually a good free resource as well. There's a lot of articles. Oops, I forgot the N. Ignore that one. Investopedia. Did I spell that right? I think I spelled it right. Yeah, okay. So Investopedia has good articles and stuff on there, especially about a lot of the words that you hear, like volume, float, shorting, all that different stuff. So I definitely would say check out Investopedia. You don't have to sign up for anything. They probably have some sign up stuff where they try to get you to sign up, but all their information is free, so you can check into that. It's a pretty good resource. I've learned quite a bit of things from Investopedia. And then you can kind of use Investopedia as a gauge for like other information. So the SPY bounced back up again. What I've been sitting there talking, I wasn't even paying any attention to that. SPY got all the way down there and popped right back up. This market is crazy right now. IBIO still going sideways at the moment. Yeah, there's a lot of good free information out there for sure. But yeah, alright guys. I think it is about lunchtime. Yeah, I think it's about lunchtime. So if you haven't joined the Facebook group yet, you can go join the Facebook group, Framework Fortune Day Trading. Uh, a lot of times I'll put messages in there saying, hey, I'm going to go live, because I kind of did like a surprise live stream last night I wasn't planning on doing. But yeah, if you jump in there, you can get a little bit more information of when I'm doing things and stuff like that. And then you can ask, One Life's in there, Daniel B's in there. You can ask them questions. They'll answer any questions too that you may have. So definitely do that. So yeah, no problem, Patrick Boyle. Let's see, what'd you say? Oh yeah, you notice the real high energy gurus get rich quick schemes pretty quickly. Yeah, I have a character of a guru from the South, from Alabama, who tries to sell his strategies and patterns that you might get to see one day. Awesome. Appreciate that. Appreciate you guys hitting that notification bell and subscribing. That is pretty awesome. That's why I don't really sell anything, is because instead of making hardworking people pay me for information and stuff like this, I would rather get ad revenue from companies and sponsorships from companies. So you most likely will never see anything from me, like courses or any of that. You might see some shirts or something one day. If the channel gets big enough, I might do some merchandise, but it'd be cool looking merchandise. It wouldn't be anything stupid. But yeah, that's what it is. So yeah, guys, like I said, we'll I don't know yet. I don't know yet if I'm gonna stream later today. I have been streaming twice a day during the week, but we'll see what happens in the market. We'll see what happens with this Trump press conference and see what he's got to say today. See if anything changes. And then we'll go from there. So yeah, thanks everybody for joining me as always. And if I don't see you guys later today, I will see you guys tomorrow.